Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. Hey, let me ask you, if a financial institution approached you and they said, hey, you don't need a paydex score, you don't need a DUNS number, you don't need net 30s to do business with us. However, you have to be a member with us for at least 90 days, but after that 90 days, we can help you get up to $50,000. Up to $50,000 on an interest-free loan for about 18 months. Would you go for it? Would you work with that financial institution? Well, if you will, let me tell you about the financial institution I'm talking about, and that's BMO Harris. Now, the interesting thing about BMO Harris is that you don't need the DUNS number, you don't need the paydex score, you don't need the net 30s, and you don't have to be a existing business. All right, you can be a brand new startup in order to be able to get funding from them. All right, now understanding that BMO Harris, their situation is right now they're trying to work with minorities, all right, in terms of helping them get funding, but that does not mean you have to be a minority in order to qualify for their business products. You do not have to be a minority. Let me say that again, is although they have a program focusing on minorities, you do not have to be a minority in order to get access to their business products. All right, so that's something that I just want to clear the air with. Now, here's the thing about it with BMO Harris. Their situation is that they're not nationwide. They're not a nationwide financial institution. However, say that you actually want to become a part of them and get in on getting access to up to $50,000 in funding. Well, there's a loophole to that, and I'm going to share that with you as well. Now, let's talk about what states they actually do operate in. So the states they currently operate in is Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Those are the main states that they operate in, okay? Now, like I said, if you're a startup business and you've been trying to figure out how do I raise funding without having a DUNS number or a paydex score or having business credit, then definitely BMO Harris may be a financial institution for you. All right, especially if you're struggling. Now, understanding that in terms of BMO Harris, if you have very bad credit, unfortunately, they're not the financial institution for you anyway. All right, so with them, you have to have at least a 680 credit score. Now, they pull from TransUnion, FICO 8. All right, so that's the good thing about it, because a lot of people may have at least a 680, a lot of business owners that may have at least a 680 FICO score with their TransUnion FICO 8 bank card. This may be a great opportunity. Now, what's the loophole? All right, in order to join, if you're not in one of those states that I mentioned, what's the loophole? Well, here's the loophole. If you're not in one of the states that I mentioned, what you can do, you can open up a business and a personal checking account online. Now, in terms of opening up that business and personal check online, I always tell you guys this. Make sure that you're doing weekly deposits, all right? So making sure that you're still constantly building a relationship. Like I said, because you're an out-of-state person signing up and stuff, with their underwriting process, they want to see if you're actually going to become a member. You know, so this is the way to become a member, and make sure that you're making your weekly deposits. Now, this is how they're starting to build that trust and that relationship with you, okay? And unfortunately, like I said, some people have said it only took them a few weeks, but I'm telling you, give it at least 90 days. So that way you know that, hey, I'm official when it comes to going after their personal credit cards and business credit cards. Now, the credit card that I was talking about, because BMO, they do offer business credit cards as well as business lines of credit. And their minority program, again, is up to $50,000. You do have to have a good income. All right. Now, something else that you should know in reference to BMO, that when you open up your checking accounts, your personal and business checking accounts, they may look at your check system. So they may do a hard pull on your check systems, okay? So just keep that in mind. So if you have your check systems locked, you make sure that you unlock it, all right? So then within that next 90 days, here's something that you can do, all right? If you're trying to go for their business credit cards and their personal credit cards with BMO Harris, here's something that I would strongly suggest you do. If you have small, low limit, revolving credit cards that are open, I would suggest you set up all your open revolving accounts from smallest to largest and pay them down to zero, as many as you can down to zero. One, this is going to help your debt to income ratio, okay? So this is going to bring down your debt to income ratio, all right? Number two, it will show them that you are able to manage credit, okay? Now granted, these here business credit cards and business lines of credit, they do not report to your personal credit, so which is awesome. So that way you don't have to worry about it, all right? So you don't have to worry about say that you are max out your business credit card, okay? You don't have to worry about them reporting that to your personal credit, all right? And like I said, they do offer a business line of credit. So with them using TransUnion, I think it's pretty awesome, because most of the time with people repairing their credit and stuff, one of the credit scores that credit bureaus that I do see that go up the fastest is the TransUnion. So if you're able to get your TransUnion credit score up to around 680, then definitely I would tell you to go after this here card. Like I said, it's a hard pull FICO 8. Now, what if you have less than a 680 credit score and BMO Harris is not able to help you? Then you may want to look at other non-traditional banks like Corpay. Like Corpay, I'll put a link below. But with Corpay, again, you don't need a DUNS number. You don't need a paydex score. You don't need net 30s, all right? And all you need is at least a 600 credit score to qualify. Now, the thing about it, with Corpay, Experian, it's Experian FICO 8. They do a hard pull on Experian FICO 8. So, sorry. They do a hard pull on Experian FICO 8, all right? So just keep that in mind. And in reference to their accounts, it is a net 21. So once you use the account, you have 21 business days to pay the account off, all right? So just keep that in mind with Corpay. One other announcement I have to make to you all, if you all are ladies that are watching this video, BMO Harris, they currently have a grant, a $10,000 grant they're giving to women, all right, for women business owners, all right? And so if you have an existing business, I would probably encourage you to check them out to see if that's something that they're able to help you with, all right? So that's the last thing. Now, if you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, or you need consultation about your personal credit or some of the other avenues for getting funding, click the link in the description and schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.